My friends look at me catatonically, overwhelmed by my list of misadventures down the primrose path. The torture is a joke at my expense. At least I got a couple of people I can count on, and that's not bad today. Well, what do you say to the most beautiful girl when you're shy? Come on, baby. Everything's a holiday on Primrose Lane. My position is open, not occupational. Life's a holiday on Primrose Lane. Yet everywhere I go, I mention her name. It's such a perfect shield for my shame. Pleased to meet you. Sorry about my game. Afraid and shy, I'll let my chance go by. So what do you think? Oh, you outgrew it. Hired labor has a slave mentality. I can't relate. I've overindulged my curiosity, and I've gone over the edge of forgiveness. You can't free me with your grace, love, or kindness, for I am free in my solitude and discontent. I take a melatonin, but doesn't counteract the ginseng which I underestimated. Sleep don't come, and I'm left to ponder Frank Zappa records. I'm beginning to dissolve within myself. I am the potent ingredient surrounded by filler materials which enable others to digest me in those rare moments contact is made. The dream happens wide-eyed every day. It's just the receptor is becoming worn out and the picture a little fuzzy. 60 years old is an old man to me, and no amount of science can convince me otherwise. Lay down your head, Tom Dooley, or rage against the dying of the light. It's all the same, really. Fodder for the maggots.
Does the concept of fate really, tweak you a lot when you're just, because those were a bunch of athletes that had one kind of focus in mind. Next thing they know, they're out in the middle of.
Yeah, I can actually really relate because we have to travel to all our soccer games in cars. We're traveling like up to 1,000 miles a weekend, and these freeways around here and stuff. And all we have in mind is just to get down there, let's play a game, let's go home. That's all we want to do. And there's just you get lost in cities, and you end up meeting weird people that you never would have met. And definitely, there's some type of fate for why things happen. And
does this show help prepare you to meet weird people?
This show has done a lot for me.
Well, it's done that much. If it's done even that much, we think we've accomplished something.
Yes, at least that much.
Okay.
Richard Nixon, the thing that has amazed me consistently in this whole business after his death is just how much people are glorifying him as a human being. I mean, in my opinion, he told a lot of lies. He was dishonest with people right and left.
So it doesn't necessarily matter. If you play the game in kind of a corrupt manner, victory shouldn't be the total thing you think about, right?
Well, I just think that if we're talking about Richard Nixon, and apparently we are.
Apparently.
I would say that all this hype about how much he's done for foreign policy and all that. I mean, in my opinion, it just seems like that's all people are looking at. And I mean, you know, I guess it's just nice. It's just nice, and it's sort of sweet and all to think about. Oh, well, you know, he wasn't such a bad guy. He was a creep, and we all know it, right?
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
Right?
Obviously, you're not a young Republican.
Obviously not.
But, like, one of the things that Tim Ayers brought up to me about the new heavyweight champion, Michael Moore, that he personally kind of didn't like, was he thought that Michael Moore had kind of low standards. I don't know whether that's true or not. I don't think Michael. I don't know. I don't think Michael Moore.
Does Michael Moore really have low standards?
No, I don't think Michael Moore especially does have low standards.
That would be shocking.
But you're saying to me, in a certain sense, that you thought Richard Nixon, even though he might have been victorious and had an athletic kind of mind.
Oh yeah.
had certain
Oh really
low
athletic.
standards. He played football in college and he was a small guy.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, okay. Thank you very much, Peggy Martinez,
And thank
local
you, Buzz.
vocalist, for being with us
Isn't
today.
he being vocal? Thank you, Buzz. That was a real slice.
You know, one of the things that kind of reminded me of mortality was the death of Gene Kelly last week. Kelly was like this incredibly athletic dancer, choreographer, and astounding movie maker who really incorporated a lot of acrobatics into his performances that you could not perform if you weren't an athlete. I think a lot of the inspiration for the Edward F. Gainey show that toured a lot of the dives in Baja California and worked for pennies on the street got its inspiration from Gene Kelly, and as you very well know, has done some incredible physical dances and jumps over mailboxes to Kurt Cobain's music. You know, Gene Kelly, if he was a young man today or had been, probably would have been doing, you know, somersaults and splits to Kurt Cobain's music. But Ed, you kind of took that fire from him, my friend. You kind of took
I don't know about that one. Actually, you know, I really would say that the most awesome metaphor that you could ever imagine that I attribute to Gene the man is singing in the rain. To me, that's like, I mean, is there a better one than that?
No, there isn't.
And that's why when you say I dance to Kurt Cobain music, it makes me think, I didn't quite capture that singing in the rain.
Actually, the sequence that you did do was like you were dancing in the rain to, you know, I Need an Easy Friend. I do remember the sequence. I could replay it for you right now if I went through my huge library of tapes.
Don't.
But Gene Kelly used an umbrella as a partner in Singing in the Rain and supposedly performed that in just an hour and a half. They had a final cut and had a high fever, and yet showed a type of exuberance that was incredible for somebody that was actually ill at the time they were, you know, doing that performance. But Gene Kelly, one of a kind, athletics and artistry again intertwining.
Right. He's like one of those guys that it's classic. It's like Disney now, right? Disney's taken over everything,
Disney,
right?
Wait. Disney, as far as I understood, was Frozen. Is Gene Kelly Frozen too, or?
I'm talking about Disney, the new conglomerate, corporate kind of thing that's happening where they're taking over the sports realm. At least in Los Angeles area, they're doing a lot of that. And they've just bought into the Angels a little bit. So now you got Michael Eisner wearing California Angels. They got the Ducks. They're building a whole new facility there. It's all sports complex, essentially. And a lot of it is the fact that because sports has a real critical thing on it right now, because these guys make bucks and but Disney is an interesting front, like you say, people that front off or whatever. That's Disney's fronting off all this, you know, sports thing now, and so it's just interesting because you can't really criticize Disney. It's just like Gene Kelly.
You can't lose when you laundry your money, said a Capricorn friend of mine. You can't lose when you laundry your money.